We have finally done it. I have finally come up with a build that makes the gladiator actually really powerful and not just fucking die to everything and actually kick ass. So we're gonna jump into it, but first, boom, thank you to the members and to the supporters. I appreciate it. If you want to support the Plat as well, get some shout outs, get your comments in YouTube videos highlighted, get some emotes for live streams and that kind of stuff, please consider spending a couple bucks on the Plat and supporting. Now, let's jump into this. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this build is super late game. Also, it not only is a super late game, it also is completely built around this character, and it is borderline an exploit, I would say. It's not an exploit, but it's just like something that I wanted to test, and it didn't seem like it would work the way that it does work. So this is the key interaction. I'm going to give you the key interaction, then we'll go through each unit, what their role is in this team here. So the key interaction here is actually going to be the Master's Gauntlets. Hopefully you have found these. I do not remember where I found them. I'm sure the internet will remember. There's a lot of fucking items in this game. Also, this gold bar looks like it's perfectly part of my room. That is a plan. All right. The Master's Gauntlets, right? It has 10 evasion. Who cares? That's not what I care about in this situation. 1 physical defense doesn't matter. It has Nimble Fighter. Activates after evading an attack. Grants the user plus 20% physical attack and plus 30% critical damage. This effect stacks. We did it. This item is insane. Why? So this activates after evading attack. What I found out is that if you blind an enemy and they just miss you, even though you're not evading the attack because they're blinded, it counts as you evading the attack, and this Nimble Fighter will trigger. So if you blind the enemy, you can just use this 4, 5, 6 times, more and more. You know, I'm gonna end up using it 5 times, I think, on this situation. But if you wanted to go all in, there is a super version of this to go all in, but you're gonna have to, it would be hard to actually pull off in real combat. I'll do both examples and I'll show you. But so this is the interaction here, right? We're using the Berserker and we are using the Shining Light, right? We're blinding the enemy and then we're gonna dodge their attacks with Nimble Fighter, and then we are going to Grand Smash them, which attacks all enemies. And it has extra potency if the user is at 100% HP, which you're going to have because they are going to miss you 4 or 5 times in a row. So you're going to get max potency on this. You're going to do tons of damage. Now, instead of the Gladiator, you could use one of the Elf Sisters. They have an attack that hits everybody. It already has probably better potency than this. Yes, it's the most powerful unit in the game. You could use them, of course. But we're using something different, okay? There is the Bear, who has a similar attack to this, which is also unguardable. However, that's kind of like, because it has a low potency, so it's not super good. The only other way I could think that I would build this character is, well, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it later. So first, that's what we're gonna do. Here's how we're gonna go here. We're using a big fat axe. I would love to use the Juggernaut, 30% crit damage. However, he cannot equip it, so that's unfortunate. There's no crit damage increase axes, so just 5, extra attack is gonna be what we're doing here. Then we need the Master's Gauntlets, and then we're just trying to get our attack as high as possible while also having 4 PP. 4 PP is very important because the Nimble Fighter is what we're using. Now, actually, so the thing is, the Gladiator misses, right? So yes, it's an 80% hit rate, and you actually have to land a crit, right? This is crit damage, not crit chance. So you need a Sergeant here. You need a Sergeant with King Call to give this Nimble Fighter a guaranteed crit. But he's still gonna miss probably. So you're gonna want something such as Sniping Order. You can do different things like this. However, I want to use Sniping Order on Gilbert because you get Offensive Order first and then you get Sniping Order. So you get an additional 20% attack and you get a guaranteed True Strike. So you are getting a huge boost. You're getting like 2, 4, 6, 8, like 100% physical damage bonus with like 150% crit damage bonus with a guaranteed crit, guaranteed true strike on all enemies while they can't even hit you. Very, very powerful. So I do have the owl here. Basically, their only reason they're here is to give one more PP to him because there's 5 combatants and you have 4 PP. And if you have the 5th PP, you could use Nimble Fighter 1 additional time. It doesn't help you with dodge any more attacks. It just increases your damage a little bit more. Also, if you get double procs on the feather bow, then you could also do it like this. So there is another way to do it that I was thinking about where you could, if you get your initiative really high. So here's the thing, initiative really low on this character is not bad because then you get all your nimble fighters. And if you go last in the first round, then you have all your charges already ready to go. Now, if you got your initiative super high, higher than everything else pretty much, you could do a mounting charge if you go before the enemy to get 30% physical attack first and then have it go. And then if you go first in the second round of combat, then you grand smash. That would be a way to potentially get more damage, but I feel like getting the Berserker to be that fast is too much trouble, more trouble than it's worth. And I think you're gonna end up losing damage based off the itemization that you have to do. Even if you're using things like rapid order and stuff, that's not gonna bring him up to, even 44 is not enough to outspeed a lot of enemies, but we will show a example of that if you can manage to make it work without doing too much sacrifice here. But let's take a look at this team here. So a few things to note. One, you don't want to stun the enemy. You want the enemy to attack, and you want them to attack the Berserker. He needs to be attacked and then dodge the attack by them being blind. So you don't want to use things like the Elf Sisters to stun them before combat starts. You don't want to use CC on them. Another note here, the reason the Sergeant is here is for King Call to give him guaranteed crit, right? And the reason Gilbert's here is to give him a true strike. However, these are both limited, right? Limited before an ally attacks, limited before an ally attacks. You can't trigger them both at the same time. So you need a character on the front row to do an attack, doesn't matter what, but they need to do an attack and go before the Berserker. That way he will use sniping order, which does it on the entire row. So now both of them have true strike. So he gets true strike for his next attack. And then when his attack comes up, Keen Call will activate because sniping order won't activate because you already have true strike, right? Does that make sense? I'll show, but so in case it doesn't, you need someone up here to attack before the Berserker. That way sniping order will hit him and then King Call can hit him after the fact because they can't activate at the same time. So I'm going to show you against this team here. This team is overall, honestly, it's pretty good, but we're obviously going to destroy it. The way this team would win is like if I wanted to modify it so this team would win, you just put something like the Unicorn Blade on because it's insane, right? And then he's immune to being blinded. If they're immune to being blinded, this team doesn't function. All right, so don't use this for certain encounters. It's not for certain bosses, but for most other encounters where they're not going to just debuff their blind, this is really good. And even if they do debuff the blind, they attack the front row, you could use some bulk up to stay alive. You could just take the hits because you have a lot of HP as the Berserker anyway. If only 1 out of 5 of them hit because they, remove debuffs. So this isn't a be-all, end-all, super insane build, but it is powerful. So let's take a look at how much damage we do, and then I'll give you a second example here. I just was making the weapon stronger. That way I could do bigger damage. I want to see how big of a number I can get here. So let's do mock battle. We are going to go here. We're going to do step by step, and we'll show you. It's pretty darn consistent as well. So here's our boys. They got rapid order. We actually want them to go faster than us, which is why I have that set up. Shining light, spinning edge. He is going to miss, and you're going to see here, boom, nimble fighter activated, even though we didn't move. The restore doesn't matter here. Cavalry call, attack goes up. Wild rush, doesn't matter. You're all blinded. Boom. You're going to attack. Boom. Nimble fighter number 2. Stop doing that. All right. Nimble fighter number 3. And now you're going to restore the front row. I guess you're not restoring the front row. We messed this up. Oh, because your PP is out. Oh, we're so dumb. All right. But still, we're going to do a little bit less damage, but we'll do one more version of it to see how it goes up. So you attacked, right? We saw they all got their guaranteed chance to hit now. You got your final nimble fighter, I think. They don't need to attack. Grand Smash with King Call, guaranteed crit, true strike, damage up. 535 damage right there. 535 damage, bro. Now, for real, though, let's go ahead and give you 2 PP. Let's give you 2 PP. This game is so fun. This game is so fun. Let's give you 2 PP. We could have you do that. So, did they all... I want to make sure they all attacked him, right? You attack the front row. Just turn this off just to be safe. Saint's Blade. No. You do this. I want you to attack the highest HP, just because I want to make sure we get all that juice in there. Okay. There we go. So we did 535 damage. Let's see if we could beat it. All right. So this is... Consider this the end of the video. Now we're going to have fun with the build for like another 5 minutes here. This is such a fun build. This game is so fucking fun. Figuring out new shit to do, man. All right, there's one, but we're gonna skip ahead a little bit. 2, 3, 4. They have one more attack? I don't remember. I think they have one more. They're brandish, right? Yep. 5. Oh, yeah. You could probably push this even more than I'm doing it right here. Guaranteed crit, true strike. Let's go. 666. The perfect amount of damage. We might be able to do a little bit more. All right, and now just for kicks, this is a more all-in version of the build. I am doing it, so we're doing mounting charge as our first action in combat with this character. And then we're going to grand smash on the second round as our action here. The reason I don't think this is quite as strong, even though the number be big, is because... it's very important on your initiative outspeeding the enemy, where in the other case, you actually can just go last, and it doesn't matter. You want to go last, which is much easier to make it happen because he has really slow natural initiative. Having to go first, that's rough. Even with a rapid order tailwind, getting up to 55 initiative in this case, you would have to start sacrificing damage, and it's possible, but I also think it just makes it a little more fragile of a build in general. So I wouldn't recommend doing this, but we're going to try to do big damage. Now, I did add on their team a character with the lowest physical defense that I have. So hopefully we could see real big boy damage on this other gladiator. See what you can be one day, bro, if you keep working out. If you keep bulking up, let's see what you could be one day. All right. So you see it's going to be very similar to what we just did, right? Rapid order, offensive order. Javelin just throws it at someone random. Who cares? 38 damage. Still a great hit. Now you're going to mounting charge. 30% physical. Let's go. All right, here we go. 1. All right. Oh, yeah. 2. I'm so excited. 3. 4. 5. All right, let's see how much damage we do here. Guaranteed crit, true strike, and a mounting charge on there as well. 824. This guy's only level 30 something, man. What level is he? Get this guy 15 more levels. Let's see what he could do. I'm not doing that in this video. That gladiator good? Question mark? I don't know. But this is a viable build for him. Grand Smash, I would, again, do Grand Smash on the first round, blind the enemies, and then just use Gilbert to give him True Strike, use the Sergeant to give him King Call. It doesn't matter who's on the front row, because if they're blinded, they're going to miss. Ideally, they're going to be attacking him to increase your damage. But as you can see, we're already doing, you know, how much HP? We did 500 damage, right? She has 100 HP. You could sacrifice some damage and survive, okay? Anyway, guys. That's the gladiator build. That's going to be, I'm sure there's other gladiator builds where, you know, you bulk up, berserk, mounting charge, grand slam. Like, yeah. Or you just grand smash in the very first round of combat and fuck them all up, bro. Thank you feather bow. This has really been a secret feather bow build again. So there we go. Anyway, much love for Platypus. I'll see you on the flip flops. Bye.